Tension between U.S. and Canada have escalated once again as Prime Minister Mark Carney has announced that Canada will impose a 25% tariff on certain U.S.-made vehicles. Now, this move comes in response to President Trump's recent tariffs on Canadian imports. Here's more.
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney announced retaliatory tariffs against the U.S. The tariff will be in effect from today. Carney said that the new 25% tariffs will target U.S. vehicles that do not comply with the Canada-United States-Mexico Agreement or CUSMA. These tariffs will affect vehicles that are made with less than 75% of North American parts, meaning roughly 67,000 vehicles or about 10% of all U.S. vehicle exports to Canada. Canada's Finance Minister Francois Philippe emphasized that Canada's response is meant to protect Canadian workers and businesses. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump has repeatedly criticized Canada's trade practices, accusing the country of taking advantage of unfair deals.
Getting us some updates coming in right now, viewers. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says President Trump has directed his team to strike tailor-made trade deals for countries that reach out to make a deal. Also brushing off tariff feud between Trump advisors Elon Musk and Peter Navarro, saying boys will be boys. U.S. stock market is careening through a second straight day of stunning swings as uncertainty continues to reign about the whether President Trump will ease up on his trade war, which is scheduled to kick into a higher gear after midnight. After roaring to an early gain of 4.1%, which put it on track for its best days in years, the S&P 500 quickly lost all of it within a few hours. It was virtually flat in afternoon trading after bouncing between modest gains and losses. Republican senators responded to concerns over tariffs and volatile markets. Senator James Lankford, Oklahoma, says while the market stabilized somewhat early Tuesday, questions remained about tariff negotiations.
The market seems to be stabilizing somewhat, but I think there's still a lot of questions about the negotiation that's out there. President Trump's been pretty clear, hey, I want to get reciprocal trade agreements. I want them to be fair across the world. Every American and all businesses want them to be fair trade agreements across the world. And so the press right now is to be able to how many negotiations can they do simultaneously to be able to have other countries to be able to come to the table and say these are barriers we've had against the United States for sometimes decades.
Thousands of protesters took to the streets of the fourth straight week in Hungary's capital in a show of enduring resistance to a recent law passed by a populist government that bans LGBTQ plus pride events. Demonstrators filled the bridge over in Hungary, in Budapest, in central Budapest, demanding the withdrawal of the law that was fast-tracked through Parliament in March by the Nationalist Party of the Prime Minister, Viktor Orban.